This is Off Track.
Good morning, hello, and welcome to another episode of Off Track with Hinch and Rossi.
How are you the one that's late when I'm the one up at 5:30 a.m.?
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you been to the gym yet today?
Yeah, just got back.
Why do I feel like that's not necessarily a factual statement?
Do you even have a gym membership anymore?
Yeah, still with Equinox.
You pay a lot to not go.
When was the last time you went to Equinox?
I went on Monday. So it's been a bit, but I was there Monday.
Oh, that's not bad.
I just feel like for a couple $100 a month for the amount that you go, you could probably just do a Planet Fitness like $9.99.
I try to go 3 times a week at least.
I didn't know
really?
that.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
I retract my statement. I figured you hadn't been since you were done training for your marathon.
No, I don't work out or anything, you know.
Oh,
It's
Sorry,
they got
you're
good
just going for the
smoothies and
smoothie
eucalyptus
bar?
towels.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Wow.
No, I go and
Eucalyptus
work out.
towels.
I do
Yeah,
like
so
the
sweet.
eucalyptus towels.
You don't swim anymore though, do you? You were a big swimmer
It's been a
for
while. I'll try and get back into it. I do. I'm like Alex. I pick up a hobby. I just don't do it as well as Alex does.
Yeah, Alex goes in
what
like
is your
10
hobby?
tens.
When's the last time you like adjusted the water stuff on your pool?
it's all automated now, dude. We've been over this.
It's also
but
closed.
It's not.
Is it not? Dude, it's -1 out there right now.
It was 75 on Saturday.
It's -1 today.
Well, I was in it on Saturday. So
That is good for you.
it's getting close on Thursday. Anyways, Tim, I want to know what your hobbies are besides 3D printing.
Oh, I had 3D
even that
printing,
you're not doing
astronomy.
anymore, really?
Oh, yes, he does. Dude,
Oh.
I was at
I
his
showed
house.
Alex. I did a lot.
I was
yeah.
at his house for
Halloween.
a total of like 12 hours, I think. And dude, we were driving to San Diego and he was printing from his phone. Like the printer never stopped during the middle of the night. When we were not in the house, it was printing. He was upset he couldn't print something because he didn't have the right filament in and it doesn't automatically change it.
I 3D printed that yesterday.
There you go.
I don't know what that is.
He was like, "Oh, do you want a little
Candle holder.
Halloween like decoration thing?" I was like, "No, I don't." He was like, "Cool, it's coming right up." So he is 3D printing everything. He 3D
stand
printed
corrected.
items for his house like that are functional, like a dog leash holder, and there was
The
something
dog
else that
poop
was
bag
actually
holder.
no, that wasn't the cool one. There was actually something I was like, "That's awesome." I forget what it was. Anyways.
It's a lot. There's a lot. I don't.
Didn't you
There could
3D
be
print
anything in
something
here.
for like your glassware or something? I don't know.
Glassware.
Anyways.
No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah. No, I
the
have
storage.
The
no, the
can
storage.
thing.
Yes, he 3D printed a fridge organizer device.
Yeah, because I have the Perrier cans, but the shelf that I want to have them on, it's not tall enough for Perrier cans. So I designed a little like slot thing to hold them.
It's actually fairly impressive.
That's
Even though
actually
you can
not,
get it-
I'm not mad at that.
Even though you can get it like next day on Amazon for $6.99, it's still impressive.
It was like 56 cents worth of filament to print it.
I mean, yeah, once you get over the upfront investment, if you're going to use it a lot, it
I think
makes
I'm
sense.
pretty well past that upfront investment with how often this gets used. I printed a bunch of these little like pumpkin token things for Hazel's class for Halloween. They have articulated legs. Yeah.
Articulated legs, he says.
This little guy right there, the Christmas ornament with his legs
feel
hanging
like-
over my bookshelf next to the caution sign that's also 3D printed. It says caution, don't approach before coffee.
Wow, Tim.
Original.
That is so lame.
I didn't design that one. I found it online. And I thought it was
I feel
funny.
like all of these things
I'm
you
sorry,
can
I
also
was
just
gonna
get
say-
at Cracker Barrel.
True. I'm sorry. How many of these things do you design? I was just going to say, it's
A
so
good amount.
handy. What? You're designing them on what, like the software that comes with the machine?
No, it's called Blender. It's like a 3D, design software. So you build stuff
Okay.
in 3D. Yeah, I didn't know how to use it. I just kind of been figuring it out. A lot of YouTube tutorials. I have that unfortunate belief in myself that like with a YouTube tutorial, I could do anything.
I'm with you on that. I also
I
feel
mean,
that way.
They're pretty good these days. I've
They're
learned a
shockingly
lot
impressive.
on YouTube.
It's amazing what you can learn off YouTube.
I feel like I wasted a lot of money on college.
This is an interesting topic. If you believe that, what are you going to tell your daughter to do?
She's got to go to USC.
Oh, not even just has to go to college. She has to go to USC specifically.
Yeah.
Got it. I feel like you still want your kid to have the college experience, even if it's not necessarily. I think there's a lot of life lessons.
I don't know. I think we put too much emphasis on college. Like if she wants to go to if her idea is a profession that doesn't require college, I'm all for it, or a trade school or things like that. I think we put way too much of an emphasis on like, you have to go to college because college is the thing that you do.
Well,
that's
everything.
A lot easier said than done when it's your own kid. So there's some conflicting things there.
Yeah. I mean, you've got two
Alex,
college
you're dad now.
dropouts on this. So
I don't have to deal with
Alex
that for
finished
18
college.
years. College might not exist.
That's true. I was really banking on like affordability. Like I was like, either by the time Hazel gets old enough for college, like tuition's no longer going to be a thing, or it's just going to be so laughably expensive that it doesn't count. But I was like really hoping it was going to be the tuition's no longer a thing, and it's looking like it's going the other way.
It's super not going to be what you said. That's not going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just marry a Canadian, get her a Canadian passport, and then she could go to school in Canada.
Would she get a Canadian passport if I married a Canadian?
Yeah, I feel like if she's your kid, you could figure that out somehow.
I didn't. Now Ben has that option, which is cool.
Ben can go to a good school back home for pennies on the dollar.
Hey, our college education system might be messed up, but at least our healthcare is too.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and brag about ours, so let's not go down that rabbit hole. How was everybody's weekend? How's everybody's weekend? Tim, what'd you get up to? You seem to be on a roll.
Well, it's 5:45 on a Monday, so yeah, let's get into it.
So it literally just ended for you.
Hazel, speaking of her, has a project where she and some of her friends in class had to make like a boat out of styrofoam and stuff, and they have to like launch it down a pool.
You can't 3D print it.
I know. They were like, we have to build a boat for science class. I was like, on it. She's like, can't have any plastic. I was like, I'm out.
Good luck, kid.
And so
I hear YouTube's a great place to learn stuff.
Somehow my house became the one where we all like got together on Saturday for her group project. And it's, I don't know if you guys have seen, it's raining. Yeah, exactly. It's raining in LA. So like all the parents were like, well, I don't want to drive. I'm just going to hang here while the kids work on it. So we doubled the amount of people in my tiny ass apartment. And I had told myself like very sternly, I'm going to let Hazel and her friends figure this out on their own. If they ask for help, I'll help, but I'm not going to be one of those dads that's like building the boat for them. We all became those dads that are like building the boat for them. And I got to say, none of us know how to build a boat. Like they would have been much better off without us. It's rubber bands and popsicle sticks and styrofoam, and they were doing better before we got involved.
I once built in physics class in high school, we had to build a car that was powered by gravity, right? So essentially you had a weight, everybody got the same weight, and you had to use that weight to propel the car, right? Mm-hmm. So it was some form of the weight drops like and pulls a string, and no. It's on a flat surface.
Oh.
So you release the weight, as it falls, it pulls some string that you've wrapped around an axle, and it was all about how far you could go with it, right? What distance you could get. So a big part of it was like making it light and making it roll free, like less mechanical friction so that I could go further on the same weight. And I gotta say, man, I knocked that one out of the park because I built a transmission for it. It had like, on the axle, I had different sized, like kind of sprocket type things and wrapped the string around it. So off the top, it accelerated way faster. And then the last few like pulls, it was really small. And then I had it really just going. It just rolled so free. It was beautiful. It's the only thing I did well in physics class.
So you just needed more classes to be about cars.
I just needed more car related stuff and didn't actually fully appreciate that until later in life.
In that chapter of The Great Gatsby, what car was Gatsby driving?
He was in a 36 Duesenberg.
I was going to say it was a Duesenberg. I'm proud of you. Yeah. Okay. So it would have worked.
Wow. This is actually, wow. I have a one-track mind. No pun intended. Alex, we saw each other on the weekend. We saw each other a couple times, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You got me to go golfing, kind of.
Not really.
So, Tim, you know how much I love golf, right?
Avid golfer, regular John Daly. Is that a golfer?
That's a golfer who also has a drink named after him. Yeah. I learned.
Isn't that just an Arnold Palmer with vodka?
Sure is.
Yeah.
Which is John Daly. Yeah. No, so I don't like golf. I don't golf. And Alex was like, let's go golfing. I was like, okay, fine. It was a nice day. It was going to be a nice day. So I agreed to go golfing. I was a bachelor. Becky's, out of town, just working. And the day before we're going golfing, I had a super old man moment.
He pulled a Tim.
I pulled a Tim.
You hurt your back?
I injured myself while sleeping. It was my neck. Yeah. But yeah. Like 4:00 in the morning. And you wake up, you kind of just you tense every muscle, just kind of get on a stretch. As I was doing that, I looked over at the clock and I just heard the most obnoxious noise go pop in my neck. I'm like, oh my God. I was in so much pain. I was in absolute agony. So I just lay in bed for the next 3 hours like this until Becky's alarm goes off. And then I have to get her to the airport. I go see my physio, Mike, and he works on my neck. So the next day I was like, I probably shouldn't go golfing, should I? He was like, well, no, but movement is good. So I was like, all right, I'd already said I was going to go. It's a nice day out. Let's go hang with my buddies and maybe I'll putt, So we go. Alex hosts us at his country club.
Mm-hmm.
Shut
up. at the club.
Did you wear your Marco Andretti shirt like I did when I went there?
No, I did not.
He was so mad.
But did you know that you're not allowed to wear hats there unless you've been a member for at least 5 years?
What? That can't be real. That's not
I had the
real
same
thing.
reaction. At first, I was like, oh my God, I hate this. Oh, you're kidding. Okay. Alex did have me going on that one for a sec. Anyway, so it was me, Alex, and Connor. We had a fourth friend who was supposed to come, but he didn't make it. And I basically decided to just chip and putt because that wasn't too much swinging and it wasn't going to hurt too bad. So anytime we were chipping distance, I'd just throw a ball and I just drove the rest of the time. It was great. Outside, it was beautiful. On one hole, it was a short hole, and they were hitting 7 irons off the tee box. I didn't bitch. What did I bitch about?
Oh, it's too bumpy. Oh, where's the cart path?
Oh yeah, dude. Yes, I did complain about that. That's the same thing. You're saying three things, but it's the same issue. That doesn't count. Anyway, so we get this one hole.
Pebble, it has XYZ.
Pebble has much better grounds. I mean, I don't even know why people play at other courses. It's insane. So we get to this one hole and they're banging 7 irons off a tee box because it was 120-yard hole or something.
First of all, no, don't make us look like a bunch of wankers hitting a 7 iron 120 yards. It was
maybe it was longer than that.
It was 148.
Okay, 48. Fine. Sorry. I don't know. I don't speak golf. And so he's like, hey, this one's not even that far. You should just play it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll play it. And so as we get up to the box, Alex goes to Connor. So our other buddy that did make it, he's a big consumer of Fireball. And so the golf cart just came, he's a member of the club also. And the golf cart just came prepped with a couple of Fireball shots in it. And
I should start playing golf.
So, yeah, you'd love golf with this guy. So, as we get up to the box, Alex says to Connor, goes, hey, if James beats us in this hole, we both have to do a shot of Fireball. And I was like, okay. I don't play golf and I haven't been swinging all day and I'm injured. So anyway, I win the hole. And I go to Alex and I was like, so buddy, where's your shot of Fireball? And he looks at me and he goes, James, I'm a father now. I don't do shots. And he stormed off.
It's true.
And Connor and I were just standing there like, what just happened?
I love it. You know what though? Because that is the one thing about parenting that nobody talks about, the advantage you have. Do you know how many social gatherings I've been to that I didn't want to go to since Hazel was born? 0. Because I have a built-in perfect excuse for everything now. And I'm just glad Alex embraced that early because you can get out of anything.
No, so it's not. It's the very quick realization, and I always admired this about you, Tim, even before Ben existed was you were like, if I have Hazel or I'm going to have Hazel, like I'm not going to drink because, well, why would I, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then the stark reality, and I've messaged Hunter Ray about this since then, like the stark reality of having to care for a child with any sort of hangover is horrible, because
It's the
having to
worst
care
thing in
for
the
a
world.
child in the middle of the night sober is horrible. I mean, it's not, but it's hard. And so I can't imagine coupling those two things together. So yeah, great excuse.
It also makes sense why when I used to always go to that charity event that Ryan and Becky would host for Racing for Cancer. The kids weren't there most years. And let me tell you, Becky and Ryan were taking advantage of the fact that they probably normally don't drink, because taking care of kids with a hangover sucks. Golfing with a hangover, not a problem. Coaching people in motorsports, evidently also not an issue for Ryan hungover. Did that a couple times. Yeah, school series. And then, that's right. So yeah, and then on Saturday we were supposed to go to the basketball game, but you had commitments otherwise. So Connor and I went to the basketball game. And you know what? You know what was awesome about that night is, I think, and we were talking about this a little bit, I've been traveling so much this year that one of the hardest things about being gone as much as I am is like you lose touch with people, right? Like you miss just going and interacting with your friends, or like, we got our group chats and you stay in touch texting or whatever, but like it is different when you're not there to go to things and see people in person or whatever. And so Connor and I are like, all right, let's meet at Prime for a drink before we go to the game. Okay, cool. So we go to Prime, and there we see Burton and Bella, and there we see Lauren and Bish, and a few other people. And it's just like, this is just where the community hangs out. And then at the game, we ran into Christian Lundgaard and Devlin DiFrancesco and some people. And it was just like fun going out with one person and running into like 10 people that you knew.
You mean living your life in the
Correct.
town you live in?
I don't get to do that very often, Alex. So it was a nice, it was a nice thing.
I know.
It was a nice thing.
That's
sad.
Why we no, it's just like you take things for granted, right? Like you don't realize how nice things are until you don't have the opportunity to do it anymore. But listen, you're almost done.
Almost done.
I mean, you're not, but you are.
I just have like 24,000 miles to fly, and then I'll be done.
Yeah.
And 20 more days on the road. Something like that.
Why are you complaining?
But it's so true. It's so true, because you're like, everyone's like, oh, that's so cool. You travel so much for work and you get to go to all these cool places, blah, blah, blah. And yes, that is 100% true. That is very accurate. But it's also super cool getting to like be home and hang out with your friends and see people and live in your house and not fall behind on everything that needs to be done here.
And play golf, but not really.
It's a balance. I am looking forward to having a good neck again and then actually going and playing. Although then, I forgot. That was the other thing. So then the next day we went back to the club.
I hate you.
Hey man, if we're gonna lay into Hunter Ray, which by the way, can we just talk about how floored we were when we learned that he actually listens to this show frequently and knows how much, dude, the fact that we were calling him old as dirt and frequently mentioning his yacht without him, without knowing that he was listening. Yeah. That was just how we naturally behave about it. Now that we know he listens, that poor guy, he's going to hate this show. Yeah. It's going to get real bad. Anyway,
when his yacht butler tells him what we said this week.
Oh man. Yeah, because he doesn't listen to the shows. He has his butler write them out and recite them back to him while he's on the bow of the yacht, sipping a cocktail. But yes, so back at the club, we wanted to play paddle. So I have to play paddle in Abu Dhabi against the Williams drivers. Padel, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to call it that. That just sounds weird.
Well, no, because it's two different things.
Okay. So yes and no. Yes.
I mean,
but no.
Right.
Okay. What we played on the weekend was not paddle. And it was not padel.
It was paddle.
No, it was not. It was not.
Yes.
So, no, let me explain. I have a friend who is a like championship winning tennis player, Canadian kid. We went to high school together, Scott, and he is literally in the paddle business. He is a partner in a couple paddle facilities, and one of them is in Vegas. So I reached out to him. I was like, hey, man, would love to play this week when we come out. Are you going to be there? And so we started chatting, and I was like, yeah, I actually played this morning for the first time in Indy at my buddy's club. But I was like, but it was weird because it had chain link fences instead of plexiglass walls or whatever. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's called platform tennis. And he sends me a picture, and it's exactly the same. It's the same floor. It's the chain link fences. It's the ball, not paddle. It's called platform tennis.
Interesting. It's weird that the people that have 4 of these courts and built an entire facility around these 4 courts think it's paddle.
I think they probably did that because no one on earth has ever heard of platform tennis. And so they're like, we'll just call it paddle because no one's going to be like, oh, I want to sign up for the platform. What the hell's platform? Who the was sitting there being like, you know what the world is missing? Another paddle sport that's somewhere in between tennis and pickleball and paddle. Let's call it platform tennis and just, I don't know, change the ball in the surface.
It's also weird because there's no, aside from the scoring, there's absolutely zero commonality. The net.
I mean, but the net's shorter and smaller. Like it's actually not. But
the net's the same as paddle.
Yes, that is true.
So it's weird because like it's not tennis. It's very far from tennis.
Very far from tennis. I mean, it's a racket and a ball.
It's
I don't
more
know.
Ping pong. It's more adult-sized ping pong.
Well, it's more like pickleball than tennis.
Well, except you can't. No, because when you play doubles, you have someone living at the net, whereas pickleball, that's not allowed.
Yeah, you live just outside the kitchen.
It's quite far away from pickleball.
I don't know. That's debatable. Either way, there's too many racket sports that fall within. Yeah. Like if you do the Venn diagram of
platform tennis, I guess is what we're going to call it, is awesome because it's a winter sport. It's like the only sport that involves a ball that you can play outside in Indiana when it's snowing. Because I guess it's because it's on a platform. Maybe that was the whole point because this is a winter sport. It's designed to be a winter sport. They heat from underneath with these massive blowers. And so you can literally be playing when it's snowing outside and the surface is dry and you're warm. So,
you know what? Is that where the heat comes from? That makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Because now the picture that the guy showed me, because he was like, was it like this? And he sent me a picture and they're wearing pants, jackets, gloves, and toques. So yeah, this is a winter sport. Didn't even put that together.
Winter sport. Yeah.
Okay, now it makes sense. Now I know why we needed platform tennis, so that tennis people could play in the winter.
There you go. All right, so episode title is going to be Platform Tennis Aficionados.
Platform Tennis Aficionados. Join us, won't you?
Because we're trying to get 0 listeners this week.
Alex, what else did you do this weekend?
Nothing. I replaced the faucet in my kitchen.
Nice.
Couldn't have done that while you were here.
Replace a faucet in his kitchen? No, that would have been tough from California.
No, I would have been happy to if you had a faucet.
It was my faucet was spraying him when he was here.
When I was doing his dishes.
Yeah. That was a nice thing about having Alex here. It's like usually if I have friends, they come over and they trash my place. Alex came over and I woke up the next morning about an hour before we had to get up and I could just hear him doing dishes downstairs. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm not going to get out of bed, but it's appreciated. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. One of the best guests at at a party because he'll just come over to your house and immediately start cleaning dishes.
My kitchen was cleaner than before he got there, which is not saying much.
No, that's a low bar.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Tim. Even though we were leaving in an hour, I couldn't exist in that space for an hour.
With that there. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to fix it.
Was there any racing news we can go into?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So IMSA was testing down Daytona. Couldn't help but notice you weren't there. So I'm assuming you're not planning on running the 24 this year?
No.
I mean, actually, to be fair, I wasn't there. I am planning to run the 24, so that's not a very good indicator. I didn't see who was quick or anything. I was happy to see that Connor Zilic got to test the Cadillac hypercar after the complete and utter bullshit That was the FIA not letting him run the WEC finale because he didn't have enough points or something, because he quote unquote lost the Xfinity championship in the last race. Absolute horse. But I'm glad he got to do that. Daytona's cooler than that track anyway. So hopefully he's in that. That's fine. Louis Foster re-signed with Rahal, which is interesting.
I'm confused.
Keep going. Yep. Keep going. Keep saying that thought.
So you're saying he wasn't signed for 2026?
Nope. I wasn't saying that. He had another year. They've already signed an extension to keep him there past 2026.
Oh. Okay. Why is that weird?
Good for him.
Good for him. I do find it weird that there is this kind of trend, because we've seen it in F1 a couple times, and I feel like the Kirkwood situation was the same as well, because Kyle announced his extension, but he had a contract through 26, I'm fairly certain. It wasn't like he was a free agent at the end of this year. I'm fascinated by this approach of re-signing guys before their final year in their contract has even started.
Will Power would like a word.
I don't know how I feel about it. On one hand, I get that if you think you're staring at a super talent and you really don't want to leave, offering them an extension before they even have the chance to go, test out the market and see what else is out there. I get that. From a driver standpoint, man, a lot of drivers like that security, having a contract in your pocket before you even enter a contract year, because you could be having a great year the year before and life's good and you love the team loves you, and 6 races into your contract year, for whatever reason, you've had a slump, you've been taken out, you've had mechanical issues, whatever, and you're sitting down there in 23rd in points, and it's like, damn, this is not a good position to be in for a contract negotiation. So there's definitely benefits on kind of both sides. But it just seems most contracts that I had, and Alex, you can chime in on yours, Tim, say nothing. You'd have an option. You'd have a clause in the contract that says up to a certain point in the year of your contract year, you could not engage with other teams, right? So you kind of had exclusive negotiating terms with the team you're currently with. So you couldn't go out and kind of play the field and see what was available past a certain date. So if you're a team, why wouldn't you at least wait to make sure that the driver is doing a good job in the first part of the year? Or, I don't know, unless you're really worried about losing them.
I think you're missing a potential possibility / reason that that just clicked for me. His primary drop light re-upped their deal with Rahal and extended for like a multi-year deal, like a week or two before that. So I wonder if drop light was like, we're only going to renew if Louis is in that car.
Good point. That is a good point.
So I think that's a scenario where a team may have not gone down that road, especially with someone like, don't get me wrong, Louis is probably very good and will be great, but like his first year wasn't, I mean, it was fine for a rookie sort of thing, but like, I don't know that it would necessarily be it's not like he won 2 races, right?
It merited. Yeah.
So I don't know if they would have otherwise made that decision unless the sponsor was like, hey, we love him. We love RLL. We want to do this through 2020, whatever, lock him down and we're in, sort of thing. So
yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Valid argument. Excuse me. Red Bull did it with Max. McLaren did it with both their guys at some point. And then of course I always go back to that weird scenario where like Sainz knew he was leaving before the season even started. That was a bizarre one.
So I have a question about the exclusivity clause in contract negotiations with drivers and stuff. Like, does it go into any manner of discussion? Because I mean, like, would it be a violation if somebody's at the track and a team principal just comes up and says along the lines of, "Hey, when your exclusivity's up, give us a call. We want to have a chat about that." Like, what? Or is it like outline parameters of what you can and can't do, or is it just kind of like I don't know. It just feels like that would be really hard to enforce.
Yeah, it's pretty broad. It's pretty broad. So yes, if Chip Ganassi casually walked by you and said, "Hey, call me on June 1st," that's fine. You just can't call him till June 1st.
Yeah.
do people have off the record conversations before those dates? Yeah, for sure. Like that's just part of it. But some of it is tied into like the team might have the option. You might have an option year on your contract, and the team has until X date to exercise it. And if they don't do that, then you can start negotiating with another team. If they do, there's not a whole lot of point negotiating before that, because if they go down to the last day and then take that option, then you've just kind of wasted all that time. It's every situation's a little different, but.
And then on the Louis Foster thing, is there also something to be said for giving the driver the confidence of knowing, like, hey, you're not, every one of these isn't a make or break thing that could kill your career. We believe in developing you long term, and we want to
100%.
Okay,
100%. And again, this is not. I'm not saying Louis doesn't deserve it. I'm just I wasn't commenting so much even on that.
No. I was just talking about hypotheticals. Yeah, and then what type of car was the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I want to see how much your weird car knowledge.
I haven't seen that one.
Damn. Okay.
But it was probably a mid '60s.
What was the car that Luis drove off the cliff?
I don't know that one either.
Really? I mean, you came out swinging with the 36 Duesenberg.
Well, like, give me a movie I've seen. Like, I know the story of
Thelma and Louise. Even I've seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Wasn't it a Thunderbird?
I think it was. I haven't seen that in a long time, and I'm not James with cars, so can't even tell you when a rotor's messed up.
As we established. So, in an update on the Cadillac Formula One team, as America plans to take over Formula One, Checo got back into a car for the first time since Abu Dhabi 2024. 2-year-old Ferrari.
I understand, I guess, why. Well, maybe I don't actually. I don't understand any of that test. A, why did Cadillac want to do it? And B, why did Ferrari let them?
So Cadillac wanted to do it for the sake of getting all of the team working together operationally in like a kind of mock race weekend scenario. So it was honestly less about Checo getting in the car as much as it was like, for the first time, having all these people that have never worked together at a racetrack, going through the processes and procedures of getting the car ready to go out, running the car when the car comes in the pit, like just all that sort of stuff that's super kind of basic and muscle memory by the time you get to the first race. None of these people have worked together on an actual car at an actual track before. So it was more an exercise in kind of team building and ironing out some procedures and things like that. On top of it, Checo was pretty quick. So why does Ferrari want to do it? Ferrari's their engine partner. It's a 2-year-old car. The car's now irrelevant. The engine's irrelevant. The chassis is irrelevant. The aero's irrelevant. There's nothing relevant about that car. So why not? I'm sure they got paid for it. And so how does it hurt them to let them do it? But he was really quick. He was actually really quick. He was at Imola, and I want to say he was less.
But that doesn't mean anything. He was in a car that is not his, and of course he's quick. He's Sergio Perez. Like he's
right. I think it was just because he's literally driven nothing since Abu Dhabi 2024. Like it's been almost a year since he's driven anything, and got in and was quick right away. Yes, I know he's a professional and he should be able to do that.
Well, no, but I guess it's like, who cares he's quick? Because it's not like that was a Cadillac.
No, I know.
Vehicle.
It was just to make sure that
race
he still knew how to do it.
Ferrari Formula One car. Right. Okay.
Yes. Fair. So that's cool.
It's not like he got in a Haas at Mugello.
He didn't. Right
to dry.
Right. Like that's a real challenge. Like that's really
obviously
testing
he
a
was
driver's
fast.
metal.
Like what are we talking about?
Okay. And then the other
way
thing.
To go, Roman.
He didn't drive in the dry.
Didn't go dry. Yeah. Nice try though, jackass. Alex, have you read at all how Pirelli or F1 is considering mandating 2 stops to make the races more exciting?
Pull a page out of the old IndyCar book.
Well, that was Champ Car like 2002 or something. They tried to do that. It was like mandatory pit stop windows, so that way you couldn't just save fuel. Like you basically could just push the whole time. Did not work. Has not stuck. And as I've said before, quickest way to make sure you have multiple stops is bring back refueling, but whatever. I guess that's not going to happen. So do you remember
they wouldn't get to brag about how fast their pit stops are?
It's true. Do you remember they did this at Qatar in 2023 because there was concerns over the tires, right? And so it was like they gave a maximum stint length.
Page out of the old IndyCar book.
Right. It ended up being a banger of a race because everybody was pushing 10/10ths and it was super physical and it was really hard and whatever. Well, they just announced they're doing. Yeah, I think they all almost died. But they're doing it again in Qatar this year, and I'm super curious as to why. Because they didn't do it in 2024, but all of a sudden this talk about mandatory 2 stops has come back up, and there was a meeting about it with like the FIA World Council or whatever. And now all of a sudden we're going back to a track they were at last year, and now there's concerns over the tires, and so we're going to do this again. They're not even positioning it as we're going to try this as an experiment, like they did in Monaco, which didn't work very well. And so now they're just. I feel like we're being lied to. I feel like we're being lied to a little bit.
No, the FIA wouldn't lie about anything.
The governing body of the sport would never do that.
Yeah,
just say you're doing an experiment.
I think any sort of mandate like that, unless it is for a safety reason, i.e. IndyCar Texas 2000, whatever it was, 19, or Qatar 23 or whatever, right? Like it's super dumb. It's super dumb. Now, very dumb. IndyCar's approach that is going to happen this upcoming year, which I don't know if it's news yet, but I don't think I have to keep it a secret, where they're going to mandate that we have to run 2 sets of alternates on street courses. I think is
didn't we try that somewhere?
Well, we did it in IndyGP.
How's that?
But like where that wasn't that interesting was like the alternate tire is the preferred tire anyways. So it's like, well, yeah, duh. Like,
obviously,
we're gonna run more of those if we can anyways. But street courses where the alternate is super not the preferred tire, I think is interesting because you're not mandating an extra stop per se. You're just mandating that everyone runs the tire by design twice, which will definitely ebb and flow the race quite a bit. So
yeah, I mean, it changes, you look at like St. Pete, right? Where there was that first lap caution, half the guys that started on the alternates got off them and they could just run primaries the rest of the day. It sort of eliminated,
the alternate. Yeah.
The alternate, it eliminated the fun, the challenge of it. So now they're going to have to do it the old fashioned way. And I don't hate that actually on the street circuit.
You still take them off on lap 1. You just put them on again, hopefully with 1 lap to go.
Could you imagine if it was a big enough caution that people did 2 stops, did their mandatory 2 laps under caution, and then...
I mean, last year it would have been.
So do we have to put in like it's got to be 2 green flag laps?
Listen, James, the off-season drivers meeting is coming up here in a couple weeks. That's a very good point. Probably. Otherwise...
Right? And like you hate adding more stipulations, but probably. A good pile up and you could easily do it. And that would be bad. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Well, what else?
Nothing. Thankfully, we have a race this weekend. You're heading to Vegas.
Heading to Vegas. Connor's already there.
Connor, hilarious
It's Monday, by the way.
Hilarious story. I'm not going to share all of the details, but myself and our buddies in PA are in a group chat, and we were all talking about the football game last night, which was Lions versus Eagles. And Connor was on a flight out to Vegas, so he was texting and commenting, and we were all kind of talking about the game as it was happening. But then slowly around 9:00, I fell off the chat and went to bed. Looks like a couple of the other guys made it to 10:30, 10:50 sort of thing. And that was the end until 5:20 this morning when one of the buddies in PA was like, Eagles will win the Super Bowl again. Their defense is insane. They look like Denver when they won with Peyton Manning. And immediately Connor responds, guys, blah, 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 blah. And we're all coming to the realization that we're waking up to start a new day, and Connor hasn't gone to bed yet. So yes, Connor is living his best life out on the West Coast.
Having a great time out in Las Vegas. That is so funny. Oh yeah, no, I'm having a great season in my 2 fantasy football leagues.
I mean, you're second to me, but that's okay.
For now, yeah, for now. That's still great. I mean, I basically moneyballed it. I have no idea how to play fantasy football, but I'm doing pretty well in both. I'm confident I will not be last in either league, which is important for me, Alex, because as you mentioned, I've been a bachelor the last few days, and last year I was the worst. And I don't know. I don't know if we've talked about this on the show or not. So I apologize if we're repeating. But the punishment last year was last place had to watch an entire show, like a canceled television show, every season of a show, every episode of the show, and then present a dissertation on said show to the group. And we decided this before deciding the show. And then once the season ended, and unfortunately I had lost, a poll went around, a couple nominations came up from the group, and a poll was thrown in the group chat. And we landed on The Nanny with Fran Drescher. Now, I'm going to be honest, I sort of forgot this was a thing. And in the approach to our draft for this year, the commish was like, so dude, when are we getting our presentation? And I was like, oh, I forgot I had to do that. That's a lot of Tim, did you know that TV shows used to be 22 episodes a season? I know that you
sure did. I sure did.
But then they used to be like 18 minutes an episode.
Well, they're 22 minutes. Yeah. Dude, there's 6 seasons and there's 22 episodes a season. That's a lot of Fran Drescher. It's a lot of Fran.
You should go back even older. They used to do more.
Do they really?
Oh yeah. Try and watch like old Bewitched.
I'm good.
It's good.
Like I remember like Friends was 20 something episodes a season and stuff like that. Anyway, so a couple weeks ago I had to start watching this. And so on my flights, I've been downloading. Your
seatmates must be so confused.
Dude, I'm sitting on the plane and like, what? Like we've talked about when you sometimes put on like a graphic show, right? Where it's like really murdery or like an inappropriate sex scene or something. And you're on the plane like, oh, this is awkward. I would rather that than people look over and be like, this dude's voluntarily watching The Nanny. What is happening over there? So in Becky's absence, I have been burning through. I've already started writing my report, kind of going season by season. And I got to tell you, man, it's 22 episodes is too many in a season. It's a lot. It's a lot of.
So where are you
a lot of television
at this point?
I'm in season 5, so I'm like halfway through season 5. So I've got. So they kind of gave me the permission to get it done by the end of this football season. So before.
So is there any part of you that's kind of enjoying it?
There are moments. There's a couple characters that are pretty jokes, if I'm honest. I have laughed out loud a few times. Like
that's the worst thing ever.
I know.
Yeah, if you're on a plane and you're laughing, and somebody's like, "Oh, what that guy's watching?"
The son is like got this super dry, snarky, like he's a little prick, but he's hilarious.
I love that he's referring to characters like we have any memory of The Nanny. I've maybe seen 2 episodes at Nick and Night when I just haven't turned the TV off in 1998.
It's this well-to-do family in New York who Fran Drescher accidentally becomes.
You mistook that for me caring. I don't. Right. I don't need to know anything about this show. It's not going to affect my life in the least.
Fine. I'll send you the report when I'm done. But no,
you have to give it on off track.
No.
So I just pulled it up. I mean, is 1993 Fran Drescher kind of hot?
So here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. So normally in the show, her hair's like 8 feet tall, right? Like it's teased and hairsprayed to like be a solid 2 feet above her head. In one episode, she goes on like a fake date with Eric Estrada from Chips. I won't get into the details. It's in the report. But so she has to wear the helmet, and when she takes the helmet off, her hair just looks like normal hair, just like down and whatever. And I was like, oh man, Fran, okay, Fran Drescher. All right.
I see. Yeah,
when she laid off the Aquanet, it was a different program. But dude,
I'm disappointed that we didn't choose worst show. hearing all this, but
dude, it's the amount though. Like
anything that's going to have that many seasons got to be okay.
That's a valid point, but okay for the time. That's the other thing too, right? And like Becky and I over COVID went back and watched the entire show of King of Queens. Great show. You really do pick up on the things that are like super no longer appropriate to say on TV. That was totally fine in like a family sitcom in the 90s.
First episode of the Brady Bunch, they're like, she's like nervous about getting married. It's like, yeah, why don't you take a tranquilizer? And so yeah, we've come a long way. People don't realize.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
I have to go wake up Hazel and get her to school because it's about 6:30. Okay. So I gotta be the one to end this one. We'll get to Nashville next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover Nashville next week and recap Vegas and Nashville and whatever it is Tim decides to do on the weekend. This has been Off Track with Hinch and Rossi. Off Track is part of the SiriusXM Sports Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, please give a 5-star rating and leave a review. Subscribe today wherever you stream your podcasts. We are at Ask Off Track on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at Hinchtown and at Alexander Rossi. If you want to follow Tim, though we have no idea why you would, he's at the Tim Durham on Twitter. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel for exclusive video content. Off Track is produced by Tim Durham, and by that we mean Tim.